national defeat again, but rather than celebrating reaching the final, some turn to vitriol and racism, targeting the three young players for the colour of their skin. Hateful images and racial slurs targeting their social media profiles, with other slurs, some fans telling Saka to go back to Nigeria. He was born in London.
Even Marcus Rashford's mural in Withington was vandalized after the match.
Look at how the community is responding. You can't see any of the abuse here, not just because it's being covered up in bin bags, but because they have been plastered over with, well, hundreds and hundreds of messages of support. This is South Manchester, Withington, the streets on which Marcus Rashford grew up.
Thankfully, loving fans wrote messages to him, but the abuse did not cease.
These boys have done really well for the team. They took us really far. So to get this kind of abuse, like round the corner from where I live, it was just shocking.
Tyrone Mings, England international and Aston Villa man, told her off in a tweet, calling out the blatant hypocrisy of her and the Tory administration. We had heard previously that the authorities were going to start taking more action, especially when prominent black players in the sport kept bringing this horrendous issue to light. The fact is, it had to be addressed. Apparently now, after all this time has passed, the crackdown is starting to begin. After the final, this tweet was sent by an anonymous account. Multiple media outlets have reported this user is Justin Lee Price. The 19-year-old bigot's actions constituted a hate crime, according to the Crown Prosecution Service. Price of Grandison Gardens, Worcester, was jailed for 6 weeks. Speaking after sentencing, senior Crown prosecutor Mark Johnson said, "Those who racially abuse footballers ruin the game for all. I hope this case sends out the message that we will not tolerate racism and offenders will be prosecuted to the full extent of the law." Brazil's friendly against Tunisia saw one fan throw a banana in the vicinity of those celebrating a goal. Unfortunately, it appears there would be a second banana thrown on the pitch at Richarlison. So Richarlison spoke with journalists on the ground, as transcribed by Isabel Costa, who said he did not see it at the time, but that he hopes the person will be punished. Unfortunately, there is yet another incident of racism in sports, specifically in the world of soccer, yet again. Just a week ago, Real Madrid's Vinicius Jr. was racially abused in a match against Atletico Madrid. Prior to the match, Vinicius was compared to a monkey on Spanish TV, and then before Sunday's game, many Atletico fans chanted, "Vinicius is a monkey," outside the stadium. He then suffered further abuse throughout the 90 minutes, wrote The Athletic.
"I've heard every single excuse there is, yet I'm yet to witness any real progress."
ESPN FC's Shaka Hislop spoke on the matter. Years back, Barcelona fullback and Brazil international Dani Alves had a banana thrown at him prior to taking a corner. He decided to take a bite and continue on. Why are these fans so excited for a goal kick, you may be asking? What exactly does it mean? Why is it such a staple when the Mexican national team plays its fixtures? And is this a tradition that should continue? Many critics have said absolutely not. Recently, Mexico took on Ecuador at Soldier Field, where the Chicago Bears play their home games. Throughout the match, this chant was not heard until later on. As Ecuador goalie Alexander Dominguez attempted a kick, enough of the announced crowd of 61,104 made the chant, forcing a stoppage in the 81st minute. Players from both teams gathered in the center circle before the match resumed after a brief delay. Last year, the Sporting News reported Mexico's Soccer Federation was sanctioned yet again by FIFA for the use of the homophobic slur, in a practice believed to have started among fans in the early 2000s. Mexican national team fans joined in unison to shout a Spanish-language homophobic slur, which roughly translates to gay prostitute, when an opposing goalkeeper puts the ball into play on a goal kick. The chant is supposedly meant to intimidate the keeper and the opposing team.